This week, David is a cheater, Chloe digs for gold, and I create a dust storm. So, let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Hello, this
Hey.
is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friends, co-hosts. We have Chloe. Hello, Chloe.
Hello.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So
There's
All right.
a lot of energy tonight. Holy shit.
I was going to come up with something cool, but then I was just like on the spot, like, hi.
I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like we built this up. I kind of feel like, you should have
should have gone for it.
should have
gone.
gone
Do you wanna try it
had
again?
something.
Just do it again.
No. We're rolling with it. No, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Fine,
We're in this. We're
whatever.
professionals. We can make this work,
Come
can't
on,
we?
David.
Hello,
Try and
David.
make it better.
Hello, how are you doing, Tom? It's good to see.
Ah.
It's good to see you and hear you. Really,
Oh,
it is.
God.
You've been kind of busy.
Uh,
You know what I mean? It's trying to even.
It has, yeah.
You know, just to get you to reply to somebody group messages is an absolute just disaster.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
It's you know what? It's been like really genuinely like just busy. Like
Yeah,
it
I've been
feels
the same.
like it feels like life is like, I don't know, as you get older, things are supposed to get easier, are they not? Is that-
Adulting
Oh,
sucks.
I'd say-
This is
I
all
think
I
so.
can put down. Adulting sucks.
Yeah, that's a true fact. Adulting absolutely sucks.
David, no, you don't sound convinced.
It depends. It's just okay, depending what part of the adult. I'm finally in a place right now where it's just a little relaxed. I feel like I've put my time in. I paid my dues, and just life's just a little easier right now. It's just
Early retirement for him then.
Yeah.
well, is it retirement if I'm watching two kids and a puppy every day? You know, since actually two of them are actually in daycare right now. the puppy's actually in daycare.
Oh,
So
well, the
you-
puppy and the child.
So what you're saying is you've got one child to look after.
I got one child, and I have my wife looking after him right now.
Right.
So
So
in
you have
order for
nothing.
us-
So what Chloe said of earlier time is basically right. Yeah.
It is and it isn't. I feel like I'm working harder now than I ever have, to be honest with you, because I'm actually streaming every day now. I literally stream every
Yay.
day.
Is that working though?
It
Streaming?
is work. It is work. It's entertainment. It's actual work. You know, where I'm playing the game. I'm sweating buckets. All the people who are watching the stream, whatever, right? They want me to play the hardest fucking. Sorry, that was weird to swear. They want me to play the hardest.
Oh yeah,
level.
because of the streams you can't swear, can you?
I don't
Welcome
know
back
if
to
you
the
can or not.
podcast.
I don't swear. I have a couple of times I kind of like accidentally did. I say shite and I say feck and bollocks. All right.
Yeah,
and I
that's
feel
not
like
not getting picked up, is
So
it?
Father Ted, isn't it?
I know.
Feggers.
No, but so one time I discovered there was somebody requested this particular level, and I got to it and like, nope, we're not doing this one. I hate this one. This level sucks. Here's what it looked like. Let me just zoom
your
out for you
game.
guys. And I basically now it doesn't suck. It only sucks once. Sorry, it's fine once, and then if you're constantly having me do it over and over and over again, because it's so windy, you just got to keep going, and there you go. But it's all reversing. And
But that's quite cool that people like your videos that much. They want you to try stuff that they know about.
so
Yeah.
what I've done is I'm like, you know what? Okay, once you get all those likes up to 100,000, all right, 100,000 likes, and I exaggerated it. First of all, I was going to say 10,000. You know what I mean? No, 100,000 likes, and then I'll do it. All right. So you guys can stop requesting it. I don't give a damn. Within 2 minutes, it reached 100,000 likes because
oh my
there was.
God.
Really?
Yeah, it really did. Because there was like I don't know, like 1,200 people watching or whatever, you know. So they really teamed up, and I'm like, oh crap. All right, and then there was another level that I hate doing because it takes forever. It's the Pac-Man level. It takes literally 10 minutes to finish it because you gotta get every single coin, and there's like I don't know, like 800 coins that you got to collect in order for the gate to open up in the middle, in
Yeah.
order for you to park. And I think, all right, now I definitely don't want to do this one because and I went 250,000. Now that one took like 5 minutes to get. You know, or it's a little
Wow.
longer. I'm like, holy crap.
But all
All
these
right,
likes and that, doesn't that really help you as well? That
It
jumps
helps.
up your...
It helps pop up in popularity, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As in like as in like it goes onto the For You page, so it gets a little more because it has so much interaction or whatever, right? But no, this has basically been my life. I'm now actually a streamer. I don't make videos anymore. I just stream. So now I got to figure out how to do stream, how to go on all the platforms at once. That way I can go on YouTube and TikTok.
So
and
can I ask, so you see how many people are you averaging?
on the weekdays, how many eyes actually see my page? All right, because sometimes it's only for a second. I'm like, nope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's around on the weekdays it's roughly around 40,000, and then on the weekends it's roughly around 70 or 80,000.
Dang!
Oh my god!
At one time I had 4,400 people watching me at once, and I had like, and that was nerve wracking. I've gotten way better at that. I'm like, but first of all, I'd be like, okay, there's people watching me now. Okay, let's go ahead and let's choose a level. The thing is, one annoying thing was though, people would did request a level or whatever, right? I ask everybody, okay, what level do you want? What level do you want? And like they'll be just nonstop. I can't even read the comments. It's just nonstop level requesting. Boom, 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 because of people suggesting it, and it's really annoying. And I was like, holy crap, I can't do this. I don't even know what they're doing. I actually have moderators now as well. There's actually people who actually
oh my god,
they volunteer. I'm like, hey, I can moderate. I can mod for you. What does that mean? Yeah, you can mod. I can mod. What is a mod? I can add a mod to my like on Steam. You can add mods to no, a moderator. What do you do? And how much? Why would you want to do that? That sounds like work. No, it's okay. I have like basically, I have around 7 moderators, and I have people constantly volunteering. This is something that I was not prepared for. Right? That kind of stuff,
Wow.
So it's So basically, since the last time we recorded, I've been streaming every day. This is my new life now.
Superstar now.
So are you actually making money from this then?
What I'm making though, I make a little bit on gifts. You can actually gift the the host or whatever, right? And I get maybe $10 a week. All right.
Oh, okay. So it's somewhat
but what it's really doing is getting my game downloaded a lot.
Oh,
like
really?
Holy crap! It has doubled my revenue nearly.
Oh wow!
Really?
It's like, oh my god, it's a free advertisement. I'm entertaining people. People are watching and people are downloading the game. They're paying for it. My ads have really gone up, because people aren't really paying for the game. They're just downloading it for free, checking it out, a few levels or whatever, But no, it's insane. I'm like, this is. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't think like the fact that I'm doing a podcast and I'm talking in front of the millions of viewers that we have here in the podcast, I would I don't know if I would have done the streaming. It's very nerve-wracking, but I think I've gotten out of my shell now by doing the podcast. And
it does kind of it helps you out, the podcast, doesn't it? You were saying that this week, weren't you, Chloe?
It's just without the podcast, I'm so antisocial, and not on purpose. It's just like life is so busy and it's hard to keep up with communicate. And I'm one of these people that, you look at a message and you go, oh yeah, I'll text back in a minute, and then like 3 weeks later you go, oh shit, that's me. Whereas this podcast is like, I have to get out there, I have to communicate, I have to be talking, and it's really good, and I love it. Without
I will
it,
say,
I wouldn't have it.
It's because like West Cumbria it's very everything's just small. Yeah. But then when you kind of go somewhere else and you kind of go away from it, and then you're looking and you're like, holy shit, it is busy in other places. Like, it is too many people. People are garbage. That's just a fact.
That was a dog. So a dog.
When did you always have a dog?
Yeah, we've always had a dog, but
I didn't know you had a dog.
I had a dog for a long time. It was Kale's originally, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, he's getting the dog.
Is he one of those barking dogs? Like
no, she's obviously... not. So we have this kitten. So we had 4 kittens, but we've now got just the final one, the one that we were going to keep. And
him?
That is. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh my god!
On the curtain.
It is destroying that curtain in the background.
For those people who are listening, there's a kitten. Like, so what people are looking at is my living room, but it's kind of blurred out. But behind me is the kitten on the
Hanging
curtain.
off
Like they're kind of like they're basically best friends, and it's really funny.
I love it.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
cute.
also really annoying. Like it's like sometimes they go into like full just crazy fits and they're just running around the whole house and they're going absolutely nuts with each other, and it's really cute, but you're like, fuck, you are destroying everything
in the path.
So
Yeah.
since our last
That's
podcast,
cute.
I had a puppy for like I think we had a puppy for like 2 days now. 2 days back, the last time we recorded.
Back then.
Yeah,
you've now
yeah.
had it
You
You
know,
longer.
literally
so
just
now-
got it, yeah.
So now we've had him for a little longer now. You know, the guy's
Has it
cute
got
as hell.
easier?
He is, but he's a handful. You
Yeah.
know what I've noticed? So basically, he's in training right now. He's in puppy training, which happens
Yeah.
to be daycare as well. A lot of times when you're training dogs, you actually go in with the dog, and then you're in a group setting or whatever, right? And no, we're just like, no, just you do it, and we'll just trust what you did is correct. You know. So, but he's in daycare as well, so we can have him in daycare for like 10 hours. So I maximize
Oh my
that.
god.
So 15 days is that's what I paid for. So it's like 3 times a week, and so for 5 weeks. Okay, so but it's literally a daycare for dogs, and like, oh my god, there is a crazy amount of dogs that they have there. It's just this is great. One thing I really wanted to is so he could actually get used to dogs, get used to
Yeah,
other ones, so he
socializing.
doesn't
Yeah.
so he doesn't freak out or whatever, right? But yeah, he's extremely difficult. Nighttime has gotten much better. Before it used to be, you know, just I've given up on crate training because he sucks. You know, he just absolutely sucks.
It's just not happening.
But one thing we've realized too is like when he is in daycare, so I take him to daycare at like 7 o'clock in the morning. That gives us 2 hours to get ready to go to my son's daycare. But it's so quiet. It's like, oh my god, was it always this quiet? It's just he brought chaos to the
Yeah.
household. Then when we don't have him, it's like, I didn't realize life was actually easy before him. Like, I don't know. It was just,
Aw.
which is fine. Again, easy, but we love
still
him.
young,
We're gonna
isn't
keep him,
he?
but he's still young.
Yeah.
Isn't like because we still have to constantly watch him because of the peeing and the pooping, and we got to make sure he goes out to that area. But yeah, turns out he's a really extremely cute puppy though, and like isn't like the compliments are ridiculous. It's like, oh wow, and like they're loving him at daycare, absolutely
Yeah,
loving him.
he's-
And we do train him every day still, you know what I mean? But you know, but now he's getting some really good, and I can actually see some improvement. It's awesome. But
Chloe,
Aw, yes.
David's over here taking his dog to daycare every single day. Meanwhile, I'm sure me and you are getting excited by the fact that fuel's down to 139 now, and we're like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah!
What's
Yeah,
this?
I can
fuel's
fill
gone
my car
down.
up slightly more.
what was it before?
It was like 140 something, 149 or something, wasn't it?
150 at one point.
Well, yeah, it's gone down again.
Yeah.
So fuel's
Basically.
gone down.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
we're
afford
excited
childcare.
about that.
Well, it's the end of summer, isn't that a given? Isn't that what happens?
I don't know. It just goes up and down as it pleases in this country
Well,
at the moment.
In the
They
summer,
just keep
it
making
goes
up
up.
their own rules as they just
In the
like
winter, it's down.
like fuck it, let's just go up and down for the fun of it. Well, they try and do like little scare tactics over here as well. They tried to do it not so long ago, wasn't it? They were like, "Oh, we're gonna run out of fuel again," but nothing sort of happened about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just yeah. David, you can retire now. You sound like you're in luxury.
Sounds like he has fucking retired.
You know what I've
David's
noticed?
paying for childcare for his dog, and then we're there like, right, child's got to come to work with me all over the summer because I can't afford childcare.
I feel like
jealousy there
it's in our best interest to pay now and just reap the rewards later. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
no,
just-
no, I'm not criticizing. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
if
Oh,
I
I
was in that
understand.
position, 100%.
One thing-
I'd be doing it.
One thing I've noticed that because I don't travel anymore. I go to the grocery store. I take my kid to daycare. That's very else. I hardly ever do anything else. So I don't experience cigarette smoke anymore. I haven't in a long time, but when I do, oh my god, I want to Karen the crap out of it. The smell, I can barely breathe. Like this is a guy, he was going for a walk and he walked past my house with a cigarette. I'm
Ugh.
like, oh yeah, you know, and then all of a sudden I smelled it. I'm like,
Yeah.
how dare you, sir? This is I didn't, yeah, but it was just
We've
weird.
got
I forgot what
we-
it smelled like.
yeah, it's gross. We got new rules coming in. Tom, have you heard about this one? Like the new rules coming in where you can't smoke in
Yeah.
public as well.
Yeah.
Like literally, you can't smoke anywhere. Yeah, you can't like walk down the street and smoke. Can you? There's like
you can't even smoke in your
areas.
house if you have people coming over to fix stuff because that's their
work
environment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because that's their work environment. No, this is in Ireland now, right? So if you have a painter coming over, or you've got an electrician or somebody coming over, you can't smoke in your house because that's their place of work, and you're not allowed to smoke in a place of work.
Honestly, I think I'm okay with that.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
That's I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, if you were a painter going around someone's house and they were just sat there chain smoking while you're working, I don't want that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
I just feel like it's so rare now to see anybody smoking. I think, obviously, for me, I don't see it very often because I hardly ever leave the house. But
it's been really pushed out, hasn't it? And then, like, when you get to a certain age now, like Logan's never going to be allowed to smoke because he's never going to be allowed to buy it.
That's
true.
I
don't think that. Did they actually pass that?
Oh well, I think they were going to.
They were going to, but I don't think they actually did.
I mean, either way, he's not going to smoke. I'm not going to let him.
I don't even think New Zealand.
Don't say that.
I think it went through New Zealand.
He'll go opposite. You can't say like you're not going to let him. Like he's going to want it more.
Yeah.
Child.
What you need to do is give him cigarettes now, and then he won't want them as much later.
Cigarettes and alcohol now.
Yeah, just give him all of them.
And then later on, it'll be the hardcore drugs.
No. I mean, really, you can start him on the black tie heroin now. Just like kind of, you know, get him knowing, like, and like be like, you know, finish all your drugs or you can't have your cigarettes later.
This is not child abuse whatsoever.
Is that how parenting works? I can't remember.
I mean, this is the new treatment for autistic kids, isn't it? We just found out Logan's got autism. Maybe that's a new treatment.
Wait, are you saying a black tie heroin is a treatment for autism? Is that what you just said?
That's a treatment, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's
so
what
I think that is. I think you. I don't think that's a doctor. I think you might have actually gone to a drug dealer. I don't know.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Was this doctor on a street corner by any chance?
Yeah, it was a dodgy little street, but it was free.
Oh, right, yeah, that makes
one of the TikTok doctors.
Yes. But the NHS is free. Doctors are free. That is the NHS.
I was going with a joke. I can't do it.
This isn't no America. David could make that joke. Go on, then.
What is that? So your kid has autism?
Yeah.
Is it
diagnosed.
Now? There is a huge sliding scale on autism, isn't there?
There is.
It's basically on the spectrum. Basically, everyone's on the spectrum. Most people are at 0 or 0.001. You know what I mean?
I believe it's just how many vaccines you've taken. Is that I read that somewhere. If you have,
and then you have you got people like I think was it Sheldon Cooper. From How I Met Your Mother, isn't it? Not How I Met Your Mother. It's from Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. You know, he's on the spectrum. He's got, isn't that right? But he's got, and then you have the Good Doctor. I think it's what the Good Doctor is.
Oh yes, the Good Doctor. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Now he's really on autism. You know, and so
Good Doctor.
Where do you take where did they
watch that? It's good.
It's interesting. Yeah, he's a super genius. Autism, but doesn't understand social cues and all that kind of stuff, but he can diagnose anybody by just looking at them and following the path. You know, it's an interesting concept.
It's almost like he's a toddler that's very blunt, isn't it? And he just says the obvious, like, you've got a penis, so you're not a woman. And it's like, no.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that one.
Is this not just House? It sounds like House that you're describing.
To that.
I'm sure they've taken a lot of the same situations as House and threw it in there.
But he's like a younger lad, and he's been in other films, and I can't remember what he's been in.
Oh yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. Timothy, that's something with Timothy with the tree.
Yeah.
And he was also in the Bates Hotel, I think it is. But anyway,
he was in something else, but
yeah.
But no, there is all aspects of it. And Logan at the meeting, he looked like, because obviously you're not allowed to intervene when they're doing all this testing and that, and they're talking to him, and he looked really bad because I couldn't like speak or anything. So he was just like, I'm not talking to you guys. You can fudge off, and literally was just doing his own thing with dinosaurs. And apparently that made him look really bad. So he's been diagnosed with autism with speech impediment or something. I don't know. So he's fine though. He's a good little lad. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried.
It's weird how it's like autism's changed in, because like I remember like the first time I remember hearing like autism was on Scrubs, and
really
it's like genuinely like the first time I heard it, and it's like one of Dr. Cox's friends, his kid comes round, and he sees him like placing some blocks, and then he's like, "This child's autistic," and then the way like it's saying basically this child's autistic. And like the way the dramatic music plays and stuff like that, I genuinely came away from that thinking, "Oh well, he's autistic. He's going to die soon." Because
really?
That's the way it's been described on the show. It's
an awful thing.
It's clearly terminal. It's like a bad thing. And then as I kind of grew up, it was like you start hearing about like like vaccines cause autism, and they're like, oh it's really bad. And then you start to kind of realize, wait, it's not really like what. Yes, okay, there's very extreme autism, but there's also a lot of very mild autism, and the reality is, like you said, there's a vast majority of people who have it in some degree.
Yeah. I mean, since he's big diagnosed, like certain things I do now, I'm like, oh my god, you know, because apparently girls when you're little they mask it really well. And it's like, do you know what? I probably had it too, and probably still, but it's just
When the time I realised I was autistic and I was on the spectrum, I was with Kale in Asda, and I can't remember what I was doing. But wait, can you fill us in on this? Can I add her to this? 1 second, I can.
Yeah.
Right. My miss, by the way, just for those people listening at home, my missus is sat next to me. So
what's she playing?
You can. She's playing Shopping Simulator while she's
Grocery Shopping Simulator.
Because the autism may not be exclusively in this one chair. Right, go on. What was the situation in Asda? The camera, turn it on, yeah.
So I wanted to cook him chicken tikka curry. So went into Asda, and I kind of knew he was anyway because he didn't like the texture of onions and like just certain things. I don't know why I knew, I just did. And then I actually sieved it out for him so that it was just a pureed sauce.
Okay.
Because that's just love, isn't it? And this is like very early on in our relationship as well. And then he stood there, put his hand on his hip, with the other hand leant on the shelves and goes, "I think I'm autistic." I was like, "No fucking shit."
Are you I don't know.
Peace out.
That's just
there you go.
That doesn't seem. That doesn't. Okay, obviously, that doesn't seem autistic to me. Just because you don't like.
It's basically,
is it really?
You're hypersensitive to certain things. So, say for instance, the idea of someone rubbing carpet is I just can't, or like
sleeves. You know, when kids chew sleeves, that makes my teeth tingle.
Oh no, that's cotton wool.
No,
that
makes me feel so fucking weird.
Wool,
that makes me so weird.
Cotton wool. That is just,
no,
even rubbing in between your fingers.
But like, it's not just that, but it's also like, if I go for a shower, it makes me hyper sensitive to where I can't even laying in bed is like, it's too much. It's like everything in the universe is kind of on me, and I can't touch anything. I can't walk on the carpet. I can't walk, like, I have to we have to have like rough cotton sheets for bed because I just can't be in anything else. If it's not rough cotton, I can feel it.
So when you go to a hotel, I'm like, you got to make sure that you either bring your own sheets or you demand to speak to the manager they can.
We don't go for the really posh hotels. That's the trick. Yeah, there's none of these. Like, I don't know. It's not just that, but it's also like, you kind of like, because it's weird actually. Because we were talking about foods.
Is it crowded places for you as well?
Very much crowded places. I can't deal with if there's too many. Like, say for instance, like when all of the drivers have a chat in the morning, because we all kind of go and tip off, but we have to wait until 8 o'clock. So everyone gets out, and if there's like 3, maybe 4. I'm happy going and having a chat with them, but any more than that, and has been all week. So I've sat in my cab, and the worst part is that the guy that like I had that whole thing with, he's been there all week, and I've been sat in the cab thinking he thinks I'm not getting out of the cab because I'm scared of him, and that's not. It's because the group is too big. If he was there and there was like 2 of the guys, I would have gotten out to make a point of it. But because there's so many people there, I just can't deal with it. It's just too many. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's like too much input, and I think that's kind of like that is the thing with it. It is input overload, and like you can't like. I think everyone's got like their thing, like with like that kind of makes them. Like it's kind of like it's too much information. Like Kale is like in a weird. It's like repetition, but in specific ways. Like it can be like certain noises that kind of like I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but stuff that kind of like scraping or grinding almost. It's kind of like it's just too much. Yeah. It's just too much kind of input.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of that's really what it is. But then you have like the other stuff like, which I think is a kind of an well, I don't know, because Kale Watch is an ADHD person with the foods, because you were saying about like you get really fixated on a food.
Yeah, like when I like something, basically I was saying this morning. But when I okay, there's this new hot sauce, all right, and there's a mango habanero. Sweet mango habanero. All right, and
Is
I tried
it
it.
in America?
I don't know. I haven't looked around the rest of the world to see it, but it probably is. But maybe because it's made in Mexico, and like Mexico is like our next door neighbor. But anyway, it's a very popular one. It's called Cholula, and
Chupapi.
I got I saw this one, but I was like, oh my god, this is the best fucking taste ever. You know what I mean? I started having it in everything, anything that I could put it on. Like I even on my toast with some cream cheese or whatever.
Wow.
I would just
Okay. Have you got to the point where it is now revolting, and if you look at it, it makes you feel weird?
Not yet, which is so strange.
Oh, how long? Have you
Not
had it for?
yet.
Well, I don't know. For me, this but the thing is, it comes on cycles for me. So like, and it's weird because Kale also has a cycle as well. So she's just gone through her apple juice cycle, and I also had an apple juice cycle where
oh my god, I'm doing it right now.
I have to have fresh apple juice, but
fresh apple juice, as in like
well, kind of like one just like nice. Well, I like the pressed one.
Oh, I get mine in a plastic bottle at the supermarket.
Oh, it's still good though.
Yeah, it's still the same.
I actually water it down. I actually do 50% water in it.
Really?
Obviously, it's not as good.
Make it last longer.
Because it's the only way I'm going to drink water. You know what I mean? As in like
David.
Do you not drink water?
David, you know that apple juice already has apple. You know.
I know, but it's a lot of sugar. But
has
again,
water in it.
I know, but I'm just doubling my amount of water that I need by adding it, because it flavors the water. Again, it's nowhere near as good. But
Vimto.
it's just that I always water down my kids' drinks as well. Because they don't know the difference. They don't know what good it is yet. You know what I mean? So let's just, for all they know, this is the best tasting apple juice they've ever had. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it that way until they discover otherwise.
I do like apple juice.
But yeah, like, speaking about supermarkets though, so our supermarket now, you can shop online, and then you show up to the supermarket and wait in your car, and they bring it out. I'm sure they do that over there too, in England and Ireland or whatever, right? But yeah, because she does not like crowds as well. Like the Costco's are the worst. She hates Costco's. I love
it, but
crowds.
Is it the crowds? But is it also the fact that you're in trapped aisles where you're kind of like there isn't an escape? Like I've seen. So I've never been to Costco, but I have watched Employee of the Month, which I believe is based on it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well,
right.
Actually, it might be Sam's Club, which is which is comparable.
Right. Okay. Well.
Wait, there was Curtin.
Either way.
Okay. Sorry, it was Costco. There was Curtin Signature products there. So yes, it is. Curtin Signature is their, company product. But anyway,
that's fine. Well, either way, basically, yeah, it's but with the long aisles, and you kind of like you are trapped. There's kind of like a thing of. Again, that's it's one of the things that I love about this area is the fact that that's just not a thing. We have like an Asda which is kind of a bit bigger, but it's still not
as big.
Like
I am the opposite. So I really am.
my big thing with it's not even just the people, it's all of the noises. So like you've got the counters going beep 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 beep, the alarms and stuff like this, the tannoys, and you've got the music, and you've got all these layered sounds, one over the other, and it's just like so. Kale got me some basically some earplugs. They're kind of like invisible.
Like the hoop ones?
You might find if you get them for your missus. You might find she
does. She's already the problem's already solved though. She doesn't have to ever go to Costco ever because she's got me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
you do.
but for stuff like that, or for like super, if you get like these little like just basically to put her in her ears, and it just dims everything down just a little bit.
Well, what you want then is AirPods. It has turn on noise cancellation.
Well, I've seen the AirPods have got like a new thing for basically that, and then if someone speaks to you, you can actually tell it to like listen to that person with a new version of it or something.
All right, I'm sure it is.
There's with a new version it is, yeah.
So autism right now,
and it also has the new ones have a hearing aid mode, which means that they're now the cheapest hearing aid on the market.
Yeah, you can. I can do that. It basically just makes everything. It's so when you are driving, you can have both of them plugged in, but you can still hear the outside stuff as well. Also, if you ever want to spy on somebody, you can leave your phone in somewhere, or what is it? It's something like that. Basically, you can leave one AirPod over there and one over here, and then you can hear. But it's just another one. But autism has been coming a lot of. It's been more aware. There's even movies now where you got it, and obviously there's TV shows. There's this movie of this girl. She has hardcore autism, but not hardcore, but she's able to go to college. So she goes to college and she studies farming or whatever and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen clips of it on YouTube, and I'm trying to, but it's very interesting, like where she needs to be hugged, but nobody can hug her.
Oh, I've seen clips of this thing, and she makes a little machine or something.
She makes a machine that will hug her.
No, she can't loves touch anyone, but she likes the feeling, And she discovered at a farm, too, that they actually, to calm cows down, they put them into this hugger. So,
wait, is this real?
Yeah, it's a real film,
It's a real movie, but I don't know if it's based on a real situation.
Wait, you can't say it's real, as in like, yes, I know it's a real film, but is it based on something real?
I don't know about
Quite
that.
likely, possibly.
Yeah, Star Trek's real. Which fucking is real as I was watching it the other week. It's 100% real. Yeah, but it's not though, is it? I mean, as much as I would love that to be like not true, it is.
Well, it might happen yet. You don't know.
That's not how you can't be like, yeah, but it might happen. That doesn't count.
We don't know what's not going to happen or what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what's weird?
It sounds right.
Then, do you know how like, say back like with TV, you started getting a lot of TV shows with like black cast members. Say, for instance, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
and it kind of in a way it kind of made that more socially acceptable. Again, stuff like Uhura, like famously being like one of the like first black female actresses. She was like where she wasn't just a servant or something like that.
Right.
Then you had Will and Grace, say, when it's like kind of being like when like becoming like being kind of like showing that being gay isn't
the gay side,
isn't kind of like it's more socially acceptable. And you had like a lot of shows like that, and now you start to get the same thing with autism, and it's weird how you start to it's like these TV shows are trying to make it more socially acceptable.
What you're doing
obviously
as well.
There's some that are not hitting the mark. There are some that weren't great.
Your trans is getting a lot more. They're getting a lot more trans people in TV shows now as well, where they don't even acknowledge it or in their situation.
See, I
Oh, you mean like the Umbrella Academy, that sort of thing?
Yeah, they acknowledge it once, and then
that's it, done. Yeah.
As in, like, is there a problem? No problem. By the way, have you seen the Umbrella Academy where the girl from Juno, whatever her name is, I can't remember her name.
Yeah. Who's now Elliot? Who used to be Ellen Page, now she's Elliot Page. Yeah, or he's Elliot Page. Sorry.
But anyway,
are we just okay to pause for a second? No one can get in. There we are. This was all David's fault. We've told him throughout the entire thing. We're like, you need to let the people in. You know what? You actually said at the beginning of it, we've actually not really got no one coming in tonight. That's really weird.
And then I said, fuck him, we don't
really
need him
down
anyway.
about it. I was like, I feel sad.
So, apologies. You guys are going to have to tune in to the show in a week's time.
Halfway through. Yeah.
We got a juicy rant though later, haven't we, from Kale?
Later.
Is Kale doing this rant later?
She could do it. Yeah, she can if she
Yeah, I
wants
think
to.
she should. I think that will make up for the
She's shaking
everyone
her
missing
head.
out.
I think you should do this rant. I think it's fucking great. Like, we'll do it as a post-show thing, as like an end thing, where like if people tune at the very end, they can hear this rant about this knob end.
Yes, if you stay tuned as a treat, as we fudged up. Actually, David fudged up, but
Yeah.
please don't attack me, David. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So I actually know the point I was going to make, and it kind of ties in, so it's all good.
Okay.
So
okay.
we were
Tread
talking about autism, and I have no idea how we get past this.
Well, we were talking about autism, and then we were talking about like how TV is like making
Yeah.
like
it's
a
very,
point of it,
very
and then
aware.
you talked about trans.
Yeah,
and
so
then,
I'm seeing a lot more trans people in TV shows now, and it's just whatever, you know. And eventually, it will be socially acceptable, you know, or not, you know. I mean, it's like it is usually, you know, it is, but you know, there's a lot of people who have a problem with it.
well,
You know what I mean?
but the point that you
So
were
it's
making
not completely
before is the fact that it's not. They're not making a point of it. Like, it's not being like the thing that was
The story isn't based
perfect.
around it.
Yeah, like say for instance, like the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was like it was about, and there were some storylines about the fact that they were black, but that's not the kind of, it was about the characters. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a very hit or miss thing with this, where some of the episodes were very, very, very preachy, and was like, it was trying to kind of send this message. But like one of the things that one of the TV shows that I think got it the most egregiously wrong was Star Trek. And they had this they had a character that they were kind of like they were non-binary, and they made a real point of it. Like she just came in.
Are you sure this is Star Trek and not the Orville?
Yeah, no, it's Star Trek. And
okay,
like, so she came in. Oh, sorry, they came in, because it's not a gendered thing, but like they came in and but they were like, when they said she, they corrected, or she corrected, they corrected. Wow, this is so confusing. But basically, they were corrected on
They were
it.
making a big thing about it rather than just going over it.
That's not what Star Trek was about. Star Trek was always about taking a point and making like an analogy to it, and saying, oh, well, this is an alien race. One of the races has got like a, they're both black and white, but one's got the black on the left side, the other's got the black on the right side, and it's kind of like basically saying, well, they're pretty much the same. So why are you at war? Why are you fighting with each other? You're basically the same thing, and that it puts a kind of a space analogy to a real world problem
scenario. Yeah, so
and
points it out more.
this didn't. This was making a real point of it, and that's that's something I don't like in TV, where they're trying to like cram it into you, and they're trying to kind of almost tell you and saying like, well, this person is this, and you know, this is how this is. This is, and I don't want that. It feels like an after-school special. That's not what like. Whereas when you get someone who comes in and they are like, they're a character, and yeah, they're trans, but they're not like I don't know what show you were talking about before, Dave, but like, and that's just, they just are. There's not a point. There's not a like a ooh, we've got da-da-da-da. It's just nope, character. You know, that's
now
just...
in so I'm wondering now. I got whatever. I'm 45, so you know, let's say I got 40 years left.
Very good.
Let's say I got 40 years left. Now, every time I do see a trans, I acknowledge it in my head. You know what I mean? It's hard for me not to. Will there ever be a time when I don't? Is the thing. It's just because in my entire life I've never really, it's just only the last few years trans has become mainstream in a way or whatever, a little more mainstream than it is. I just want to know, will I ever not acknowledge it in my head?
If you don't know the person, I think it's kind of like, it kind of outstands. Like one of my very good friends is a trans, and I know her now as Kitty Cat. That is just a thing. I don't even question it. Whereas I've known beforehand, and that's it. I just know her as that. So for me, I don't even look at her and think any different.
I frequently talk to
I might
Truckarina.
freak me out. Yeah, Truckarina.
I'm not saying this in a negative way.
No, I know what you're saying.
It's.
But I'm saying if you know someone personally, you just more accept it because you just end up knowing the person, and it's just like you don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was to see someone walking down the road, I'd go, well, that's obviously what it is, That's still in my nature, like you're saying. When are you ever going to walk down the street and not acknowledge it? Probably not, because I still acknowledge it, and I know people, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. But you still acknowledge things. 100%.
I still I don't have a lot of black friends. I don't. It's just I have half of my friends are Indian, if anything. You know what I mean? So I've stopped not acknowledging that, but as in like because I have so little black friends, all right, and so when I do meet one, in my head he's black. You know what I mean? And it's just I don't like that. I don't like it's just because
I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm exactly the same thing, and it's almost like I kind of correct myself. I'm like, but why is that? Like, why is that a point? Why is my brain making a point of this? This seems this is not a. I don't know.
It's not what you're used to, is it? In a way,
it's not. And I think it is okay to think that, and I think it's okay for your brain to kind of be like make a point of something.
Yeah, and acknowledge it.
It's when the bigotry comes in, and you're like, you see that, and it makes you angry or scared or something like that, and it has I think if you're making a point of it and it immediately has a negative feeling to it, that's when
bad.
you need to kind of like you need to kind of look at yourself and say, well, this person I don't even know is making me feel like this. What's going on?
Yeah, this is not right.
I bet that every person who comes across you, he's tall. In their
head.
They may not.
And
they may not say anything.
That's actually It's actually a really good point. And you know what? On that same analogy, I don't mind people walking past and being like looking at me and going, "Oh, he's tall." What I don't want is that person who comes up to me and goes, "Oh, you're really tall," or that person like when they're pointing and they're saying, "Look how tall he is," because that's just making me feel uncomfortable. That's when it's a problem. So you know what? That's a very, very good analogy, I think.
Or is the weather good up there or something? Yeah. What's the weather like up there?
Yeah. That's great. Thank you for making a point. I don't know. It's just
like
you've never had that rant before. How come? How come this is the very first time anyone's ever hearing this?
I didn't know you
I know
were
it's
that
weird,
tall.
isn't it?
I've never heard it.
You know what? I am 5'6", really tall.
You broke Daryl's car, so you're definitely tall.
I don't remember breaking Daryl's car. Did I actually break his car? Because we've joked about that, and I don't know if we actually broke it.
You got in the car to sit. It was a Ford Focus, and you were like, "Oh, I want to see if I fit." So you sat in it, and you could barely get your legs in it. So you literally pulled up the lever and just went so fast backwards.
Oh my god!
It knocked it out of the runners or something because he had to put it the whole way. You
don't remember
the seat
that?
Out, and he could have
Does
sat
that
in the
happen
rear.
so often to where you're like, maybe I did it. Oh, that's one of those core memories that you're always going to remember.
Looked up so sheepishly, like, what have I just done? Like, I'm so sorry. 100% you broke it.
Does it sound familiar now, Tom?
You know what? It's starting to kind of come into mind. Yeah, weirdly.
There you go, Phil. You broke his car too, did you?
Did I break Phil's car as well? I broke Phil's car as well.
What did you do to Phil's? The same thing.
That's hilarious.
What did you do?
Out. Phil, how did I break your car? Can you just let us know in the comments? Oh, he's like, thank God.
He's just joking.
He's just joking.
I believed it. I thought,
it's such
an
unbelievable thing to say.
Yeah, so, I believe that.
He's bullshitting you. Would I bullshit you? But there was something I was going to say.
So it's like it's not acknowledging, but you acknowledge it in your head, but you don't actually acknowledge it in a negative way out loud or act differently or whatever, you know. But how do you not act differently with your brain? You know what I mean? It's like it's like telling yourself not to think of an elephant. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm thinking of an elephant. You know what I mean? It's just
it's like, you know, when you see someone with a giant mole on their face.
Mole.
All you do
Yeah.
is stare at the mole. Again, there's nothing weird about it. It's just you can't not look away from the mole. Or do you remember 101 Dalmatians? 101 Dalmatian, where he goes, "Don't mention the scar," and then he goes, "Oh my God, that massive scar on your face!" It's just like that, isn't it? You can't. Your attention is drawn to it because it's just not what you're used to seeing. And that's just human nature.
You know, I agree.
You've got to give yourself some benefit of the doubt because you can't help that. It's just who you are.
It's not acknowledging it or changing how it would, you know, just not focusing on it where the topic or whatever is that situation. Like I get Irish a lot, you know what I mean? As in like, where are you from? You know, and like, you know, because I'm, you know, a needle in a haystack in a way of Irish, you know, because there's just no Irish over here, you know. But yeah.
What I seem to get a lot at the moment is hot skip woman.
Tell us a little bit more. What? That's like the worst thing you could be called, is this?
So you remember this solar farm? This solar farm that I've had an incident with.
How can this still be going on? How is this solar farm still going on?
How are they not fired? Or you're loving the attention. You're like, oh no, they're calling.
I mean, it's quite funny. I don't mind.
I know, but the last time we spoke about this, I did say they actually broke. Like
they did, yeah. Well, they've not. No one's rung me. Nothing weird's gone on. It's been fine. But I've had like a few incidents, and then some of my friends are going, "Oh yeah, they're doing it on purpose, getting you stuck in the mud so you stay there around." And I'm like, "Shut up." No, I've had it a few times. So I've been stuck in the mud a few times, and then the recent one was I went and did a delivery. We're doing it on a new site now. There's like 3 different gates, and I went down, did the delivery. I speak to the guy on the phone now, the only English guy, because I'm just like, if I speak to him on the phone, don't deal with anyone else. Just go and do the job, get on and go. Anyway, so I was driving out, and then there was an Arctic flatbed thing with a crane unloading some containers, like little ones. So I was there for about 20 minutes waiting to go out, and I was like, oh, eventually we got out. And it was one of the managers was like ushering everyone past when he brought his legs in so he could get past. And then this manager guy like tells me to stop. I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was a yard guy. And he was walking over, and I was like, oh, God, what have I done? I'm in trouble. And he swings open my passenger door, and he goes, hey, are you the hot skip woman that I keep being told about? I was like, sorry? What?
What decade are they living in?
And I was like, I possibly.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
me.
I don't know what. Yeah, what am I meant to say to that? And then I just looked at him, and he was like, oh, it's all right, love. I'm one of the managers. I just wanted to check you out. I was like,
oh my
want
God.
to check you out.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
It's okay. I'm a man. I'm allowed to say stuff like that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I've got to go now. Can you shut the door? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, bye. Yeah, wave off, and off I go. And that's it. That was my last incident there.
That is crazy.
You know, it's not really something that I've like. I don't know if it's just because it's not something I've really I've ever hung around with people like that, or but like when I watch it on we watch on Joel Oliver, and he's like talking about like sexual harassment, like seminars and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know, it always really kind of like throws me a little bit because I can't really see like it. To me, I've never really kind of seen a thing where that's necessary. But when I speak to you sometimes, I'm like, right, this is the reason why. This is the reason them things exist. It's because of these things right here.
It's the industry, though, isn't it? If I didn't have a thick skin and just deal with it, I would be forever complaining because it's just the industry. And it's just, I think, people thinking they've got banter. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't really give a shit. It just, as long as I don't try anything weird, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
You know, I don't take offense easily on that sort of stuff. But it just,
okay,
like you say, it's a bit weird. And sometimes just recently, it's been very full on. There's been a lot of cases recently. But yeah, there you go. That was my little input on that one.
Do you feel a little, where it's like, what's the word? It's the complimentary word or whatever. Like, where it's like, I kind of like it, but obviously mostly dislike it. Or is there a part of you where it's flattering?
I think you can have. I think you're allowed to feel both things.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd feel more personally attacked if they're like, oh, it's the fat ugly one again or something. I think I'd take a bit more. Yeah, in a way, I'd take more offence to that if that makes sense. At least I'm going. Oh, at least someone finds me attractive. You know, it is what it is.
I think it's one of them things where you're allowed to kind of feel validated and feel like, yeah, that's kind of nice. Wish it wasn't as creepy. That's not okay.
And like Spanner says, does it make you feel uncomfortable? Yes, a lot of the time it does. If it's unwanted attention, I don't mind the odd comment. You get used to it, but sometimes it's just you're just like, yeah, all right. I don't know how to reply to this. Like, I'm just.
I think like
an analogous way, reply?
Like an analogous way would be like as a more extreme thing is someone comes up to you with a nice cold beer and like passes this nice cold beer, David, and then gropes you, and you're like, right, well, like I like the beer. I appreciate that part. Did you have to grope me? Was that something that we had to do? I don't feel like that was necessary. I
was at what's that festival called where the homosexual community get together? It's Pride. So I was at a Pride event, all right, in a place that's very gay, whatever you want to call it. Just it's very pro there. What is
gay
that
pride
word?
Is very gay. Is that
no, the town?
Is that
Palm Springs? Hold on, Palm Springs in Southern California. It is known to be very pro homosexual. All right, they even got stores all around the place where you can buy lots of gay stuff. This
right.
Now, what is a gay stuff?
What is gay stuff? What do we define?
Sexual stuff. Like it basically is just it's very I don't know. I know I'm digging myself a hole, but hold on, I'm trying not to.
Yeah, you are.
But keep digging, it's good.
So,
keep going.
But I feel like we've actually been done really well up until this point.
Hold on. So we're there. And we had no idea that this was the event was on, all right? But even if it's not on, it's just a pride town, all right? And so we're at a bar, and a lot of people complimented my beard, and just by touching it, they were like, "Oh my God, darling, you are fantastic," And it was just like, okay. Cool. Like a lot of those were probably into bears. I would be considered a bear if I was on the market there, But
yeah, you're a bear.
I'm a bear, So I was like, but they had no problem touching my beard, because a lot of time they didn't know that I was with my wife, because I'm just standing or whatever, But again, 95% of the people who were there hanging out were gay. It was very interesting to go to. It was very interesting. I was never submerged into that experience before, But so yeah. Anyway, it was just it was fine.
Nice
it was nice. I was I felt that it was like, what? I preferred that than like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then like it's just it was a good compliment. I always feel like if you're getting complimented by someone,
but
gay,
they're nice compliments.
It's an extra compliment. Yeah.
It's nice compliments. Yeah. I don't like the ones that go over the top and you're just like, ugh.
But anyway,
but one of the drivers turned around when the guy opened my truck and said this. One of our drivers turned around and says, "Yeah, no, actually, I'm Derek," or something like that. Got like proper manly voice.
What's
this?
Hot
skip woman? No, what? I'm Derek.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, right. That's what you're supposed to say. Oh, okay,
That's what I should have said. Yeah, no, I'm Derek.
There's this clip going around on TikTok where there's this person dressed up as an anime character, all right, and just dress, cute dancing and all that kind of thing, and the guy who's on the camera was like, "Oh, you're very pretty, thank you," and just it was just like oh my God, what? It was just
what, is that the real voice as well?
Yeah, a real voice, a real dude in costume, in an anime, in a cute anime character, and like seriously, you couldn't tell even when he was talking. I'm like, no, that's a hot That's straight up hot. You know, as in, like, there is nothing, you know, and he didn't go like, oh, fuck off, get away from here, you know, as in, like, it seems to be a lot more acceptable, as in, like, people aren't as turned off or homophobic or, you know, whatever the word is, you know, as much anymore, or else they're not posting it if they are, you know, because they don't want to look like an asshole. But it was very funny. But yeah,
I don't know. It is nice. It's nice that it's starting to kind of. I mean, don't wrong. That there is, as much as there is that, there is very much the opposite, and there does seem to be. And I don't know if it's just, I'm starting to notice it as more, but there seems to be a lot more of the opposite side, the very extremely overtly, like.
How did we get this from autism, by the way?
I have no idea.
Because it's more aware. We're becoming more aware of stuff. We're as we get
that was it. I was
time,
like, how have we got to this bit?
Yeah. So it's there's this one person that ruins it for a lot. Okay, right. There's this she's transgender, and she basically goes around from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, waiting for someone to call her a dude, or waiting for someone to say sir. Because she's got a proper manly voice, absolutely proper manly voice, and every time I'm like, no, I'm Miss. All right, can I see your manager, please? This needs to be brought up.
He fucking winds me up
so hard to try to get people in trouble. You know what I mean? And she's getting content, and you know, and it's just, and it's.
Some people are like though that I knew a lesbian, and she had a partner who was like a bloke's name. And she was on the phone to do like sort of contracts out or something. And then she said her partner's name, and on the phone they obviously said, "Oh, and he do this?" And she literally turned around and said, "Excuse me, did you just insinuate that I'm straight and I'm not bisexual or whatever?" She was like, "I want to speak to your manager. This is really offensive." And it was just like, "Whoa,
was she using that as a tactic to get cheaper deals?"
100%.
Oh right,
yeah.
I mean,
100%. I mean, she just wanted to be a douche. I'm not sure.
All right. So there's a difference if she's using that because, like she's calling up EE and she's trying to get like a half-price contract. You know what? I'm not completely against that. Listen, if you've got that going for you, fucking use it. But if you're doing that, like for instance, like some of these guys that where they do like the audits. Kay was watching one the other day, and I'm sure I can't
probably seen it.
I can't remember what it was.
The police audits.
Yes, these,
okay.
But not just that, but also like disturbing like shopkeepers and like going into like shops, and you're like, why are you bothering these people? They're just trying to do the jobs, and you're like, oh, actually, Regulation 256C says that you have to accept this. Same thing as that these people where they'll like get a parking ticket, and they'll pay it in pennies, and you're like. So you've done that to some random poor person who is like, why have you done this? What was the purpose of ruining this person's day? Because that's all you've done here. You've just ruined some person's day. You've not shown anyone up. You've not changed anything. You've not proved anything. All you've done is you've been a dick. And there was no point in it. You have not done anything good in the world. You've just been a fucking dickhead. I don't know.
So I've got one for you that I did yesterday. Whether you think
you've done an audit yesterday, have you?
I didn't mean to.
Well, wait. Oh, wait. Really?
Right. So I was in the car, and I was driving down to go and get Logan from school. I was running a bit late, and where his school comes up, you know when you've got it almost. You've got a lot of turn-off bits, and you've got the hatchings, yeah? But it's not solid white line hatchings, so you can go over it. Yeah?
Wait. Is this a trucking topic?
Well, I'm in the car.
Are we about to talk about... Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm in the car, but...
We're nearly a trucking podcast.
It's road-related. So, anyway, there's a long line of traffic going down the road. I've got to the brow of the hill, and then my turning's literally, like, 10 seconds down the road, yeah? So I see this big queue, and I'm like, well, everyone else does it. They goes down... the outside lane, you know, because it's not solid white line. You can go over it. My understanding in CPC is what I've been told is you can go on it. There's no problem in that. So I cut in, start travelling down this hatching line, ready to join my turn off lane, and then all of a sudden I see a police car and I go, he's going to do something. Pulls out halfway into my lane, stops dead in this traffic, and literally sticks out his head out the window. And I'm like, stop, like, oh shit. I put my hand out the window like, yeah, fair enough, all right, whatever, oh, sorry, you know. And then he's head out the window going, you shouldn't be in this lane, get over. And I was like, but I'm joining this lane here. He's like, get over. I was like, no, I'm joining this lane.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't argue.
So you stood your ground.
You started arguing with a cop, right?
I stood my ground, and I was like, well, I'm just going there. I literally want to go in this lane. It's not lined, you know, it's broken hatchings, so I can go on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I sat in my lane, and he kept going forward, and I stayed in my lane. He didn't do anything. He just kept looking and go, get over. And I was like, yeah, sure.
I love it.
Didn't do anything. He finally got to the hatchings bit, and the traffic started flowing, so he pulled back in and started flowing. So I just joined my lane and turned off.
Well done, Chloe.
Good on you.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
Was I in my right? What would you say?
So just back up, right? So let's just go over this again. So this is so you're on. Explain to me the road again.
So it's like 2-lane road, going opposites, yeah, like a little A road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all traffic's coming to a stop at the roundabout at the bottom down the road.
Yeah.
But what you've got is you've almost got an inner middle lane, but it's got hatchings on it. Because
Hatchings.
You've got
Can you explain hatchings?
They're like little white lines going across the road to show that it's a space you can use, but you shouldn't. It's not a lane.
A medium.
Yeah,
so
but there's also a rule over here: if you've got a solid white line, you shouldn't cross. However, these aren't solid white lines; they're broken white lines. Therefore, you can go into them. Now, I know the rules on hatchings is if they're facing a certain way, is the flow of traffic, you can't go on them. But it was flowing my way, so I could go on it in my eyes, and I did. What would you say to that? It was my understanding in the CPC as they turned around, and because our CPC is just up the road, he said to us we can go on that in traffic situations.
Can you do him actually a favour?
Online,
can you find this roundabout on Google Maps and send us it on the group?
I can indeed.
So we can actually visualize this.
Online, it does actually say that you, it's there for if there's an accident or something like that. And Discord, I can send it on both. Yes, everybody.
Which way are you coming from?
Right, so are you looking at the map, are you?
Yeah, look at the map.
It's got Africa for me. It's showing me Mali.
What the hell?
What?
Wait.
I just sent you a link. David, you got the link.
Yeah, this is in the very south. Yeah, okay. This is okay.
Right, so I'm coming from Creeley, if that helps.
Creeley.
On the A3052 heading towards the roundabout.
Heading towards the roundabout, yeah.
At St Mary.
You're heading from the right, and you're going left. Sorry, you're coming from the east.
Yeah. So if you do like Google Maps zoom in down on the A303 near the roundabout, you'll see all the hatchings that I'm on about.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So those lines, those horizontal
lines.
So are you coming off the roundabout or coming on the roundabout?
I'm before the roundabout. There's a right-hand turn. That's the turn I'm coming off onto Bishop's Clist, where the Ryden garage is. That's where I'm coming off. So up the hill is the hatchings I'm on about that I came down.
This is basically Judge Chloe, but without the judge.
It is,
but the judge is the person.
You're judging me.
Yeah.
So I think you're not supposed to use those. Is the thing. It just looks like don't use this area. All right, that looks like otherwise, why would they have it? I know they're broken.
You know what? I would have thought the same thing as the cop, but
yeah,
I've heard what you're saying is something I've heard, and although I wouldn't have done that, I think you are technically correct, which is
why I didn't do anything.
Kind of correct.
I think it's a grey area. I think it's one of those grey areas that it's not favoured. But they can't do anything about it.
All
right, granted, I probably should have moved back into the lane, but
no, you did everything correct. What you did was perfect.
I mean, he didn't. He just looked very angry at me, and he did the typical pulled into my lane to stop me.
I think that he knew that you shouldn't be doing it. Like he knew that he knew that you could do it, but he didn't want you to do it. I think what happened. Yeah. I think that's. Yeah.
Maybe you're not supposed to stop in that area.
For CPC, I've been told that I can go on there. So in my head, I was like, I've got every right. I'm sticking to my what I know. Granted, he did tell me to get the other late, so maybe I should have. But I was like, I'm late for school run.
So before that area, all right. So right before that area is a right-hand turn. It's basically a right-hand turn lane. That middle lane is a right-hand turn.
Yeah.
Right. So they basically don't want you to do it. So
basically, I came off earlier, so I was on the Hatchies because the traffic was so bad and I didn't have time.
Just quickly, if you want to know what we're talking about here, we'll post it on the Patreon chat, on the Patreon Discord. And can we put it? Where else can we put it? Just so other people can see.
I'll put a link. Here, this is what I'll do. All right.
If just be a little bit careful because it's Logan's school.
Yeah, maybe that's such a good idea. What we'll do is, how about I'll find another roundabout?
Yeah, similar.
That is similar to this one.
And you can go to YouTube and there'll be a description and it'll be a link in the description.
Yeah.
That's if you want to. But anyway, so.
And if you disagree or whatever, let me know.
Let's not dox her son.
But yeah, honestly, if you guys think I'm wrong, I'm in the wrong, go for it. I'm happy to accept when I'm wrong. But I genuinely think I was right.
Judge Chloe.
I genuinely think I was in the right. And
you can also go to St. David's Primary School. That's the name of his school, yeah? St. David's Primary School.
St. David's, I like that.
So anyway, that was my little thing from yesterday, and I just think he was on a bit of a power trip. But he didn't do anything. He didn't do me. He didn't pull me over. He just pulled back along.
So in the chat, someone has said, no, you fine, love. So someone's saying that you've done good there. That person is called Spanner. So, take of that as you will.
But no, everyone is, I'm having an orgasm. You're in the right, Chloe. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, there we go.
I think I was in the right. There you go. That was my little thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
There was one that I always wanted to chat about, and it's actually trucking. And it is one that... let's see, because it's on the Discord, and I was going to put a post up and say, oh, we might chat about this on the podcast, and then I completely forgot to, and then the poor lad had the Daniel had his basically no one replied to it for like a day or something like that.
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So apologies. I did see it. I was gonna reply to it, but I was leaving and I needed to go, and then I forgot to reply to it. And then obviously no new notifications. When you've read a message, and you're like, I will reply to that later. But then 2 days
you want to
later,
give it your most attention. You don't want to
exactly.
slightly acknowledge it.
Yeah, and then
if you just do a thumbs up, then it's rude, isn't it? But then you wait 2 days. But then you've waited too long. You've missed the opportunity. You cannot reply.
Like a professional company or something, where you message a professional company and they send an email going, "We are very busy at the moment. We'll get back to you." Maybe you should have an automated one, Tom. And you just, I have acknowledged this, but I'm not replying.
Snooze on messages, so you can click it and then click snooze to remind me later. Yeah.
And then it also lets the person know that it's on snooze, so you've acknowledged it. But you've not got around to replying.
We've just fixed the world. We have fixed the world.
We should set up our own WhatsApp.
He's got. I won't mention the company that he works for. I'm not gonna dox her like that. But basically, he works for like one of the bigger companies that deal with Scania. So they get a lot of these in, and he's saying basically there is a bunch of issues. Radio's dash keeps snotty. This is in the chat.
So what is this? A brand new Scania?
It's brand new Scania.
Right.
I'm guessing, with it being the company, I'm guessing it'd been R450. Oh, it's not 500R. Because it's the R's after us now, isn't it, with Scanias? Because now it's the opposite way around. Because fuck it, why not? So he's actually got, because normally this company, most of them, or at least they were, all 450s. So I think I'm guessing because he's been there for a while, he's got a slightly nicer truck. But radio in the dash keeps turning on even when the key's not in ignition. Scales won't calibrate. But I will say, I know what this issue is, and it's all of them. They don't connect into the trailer properly, and the scales
are all over the place.
Basically, it's a walking floor.
Yeah.
And do you know with the walking floors, you plug them in, and it doesn't detect it properly because it must be getting it off the air pressures and it's just they're not. I don't know. They never fucking work, anyways. Fuel consumption not working. Speed limit display showing wrong speeds. Hill start assist not working, and driver hours display not. Basically, there's like a whole load of issues, but it's not just Scania. It's a lot of them. Volvo were having massive, massive issues, and someone was saying to me, it's because of the Ukrainian war that this is happening.
Really?
Well, so basically, it's all to do with So what I heard was it's to do with the wiring looms, which were all made in Ukraine. Were all like they were getting them from like a very, very good reputable place.
Oh, so now they're not.
They're getting them all cheaply, and so they're causing all sorts of things like fires and all sorts. So there's a lot of these new trucks coming in, and they're just getting sent straight back again.
I know mine plays up, not to that extent, but I'll have things like where you say you got no driving hours displayed. Every now and then, mine will just completely dissipate, and it won't tell me what I'm doing, and I have no idea. But then it'll come back on eventually. Or
I had it with a Scania, I think it was, where it lied. No, it wasn't. It was a Volt. I can't remember what it was actually, but either way, it lied to me about my driving hours, and it said,
really?
I said, yeah, it said, and because I was so used to looking on the dashboard at the Scania, it was, and I remember now, and it lied to me, and it said I was on like 3 hours or like 3 hours 59 or something.
Yeah.
And then I saw a flash and I looked up and it's like driving time exceeded. I was like, oh no, come on.
Wow. That's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had
relying on the dash? Yeah, but you should. If it's on the dash, you should be able to rely on that. It shouldn't be telling you different. Sorry, go on, David.
Have you guys ever had it where you didn't have a tachograph or digital whatever hours reader? Did you ever have to where it was on? You did it yourself on a book, like over here in America before everything became digital. We had a book that we would draw lines on.
See, before the digicards, you'd have what they call a frisbee.
Yeah.
Yeah, tachograph.
But basically, yeah. But no, there is no like you have the books as well. But that is in addition to it. You have to have something, and that's for you. Like
the first time I used a frisbee, it didn't work. So when I finished my day's work, it was all blank.
I have never used one before.
Never used a tachograph?
I only used it like once or twice.
I almost used one, and I asked how to use it, stuff like that, and then I can't remember why, but I got switched to a different truck that didn't have it, and that was like the closest I ever came to like having a frisbee. I
used it once or twice, but the first time I ever used it, I didn't put it in properly, so it didn't register anything I'd done that. So I got to the end of the day and looked at it and went, oh right, well, just chuck it in the bin. There's no point keeping that. I didn't work today, clearly.
Yeah.
So yeah, nowadays, you can't get away with that stuff. But what are you meant to do if it doesn't record? I was just like, oh well, that's someone else's problem.
I've run out of scope.
I did put it the wrong way up.
You ran out of scope?
Basically, it's. You know what? I don't know how. Someone had to show me how to do it, and I don't actually know what they did.
Well, you meant to be running out of scope.
Yeah.
What scope?
There's an option on your tacho where you can show that you're running out of scope, so you don't technically need a tacho card.
It's just because I was doing a test for the workshop, so it wasn't for commercial. It wasn't like for commercial gain, because it needs to be that if you're running. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Volvo had pulled me over, they happen to be in the area.
You've got to be really careful with that.
It's one of them ones there, but like it was fine to run it out of scope.
He says that, but was it?
Well, don't know. The workshop told me to run it out of scope, so I ran it out of scope. I was just literally just testing to make sure like all the brakes and shit was like working, and like all the things that they told me were fixed. And yeah,
fair dues.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
fair dinkum.
Fair dinkins.
So I have a little bit of a rant. All right.
Love
now,
a rant.
There's this is so I'm the stay-at-home mom. I'm the mom of the household. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with
stay
you.
at home.
I didn't assume your gender, so.
So I do the laundry. And laundry's pretty frequent now. All right, and so no, I'm not going to name names. All right.
Pretty frequent. What? Because you got little kids now, so it's more frequent.
Yes, and there's a lot of
there's a lot of
towels
baby
being
clothes.
used, and there's towels to be done. There's but as in like so, I'm not going to name any names, but someone in this household does something really annoying. All right. So when it's time for me to put away the laundry, right? There's just most of the laundry we do laundry nearly every day, but it doesn't get put away until the end of the week. So it just kind of piles up.
It piles up, yeah.
So there's this now, when this individual takes off their shirt, it's inside out. So every single time that I pick up the shirt,
you sound like a real housewife.
I gotta turn it inside out. All right. So 9 out of 10 times a shirt will be inside out. So that means 11 times I have to turn it inside out, because I presume there's one time the shirt is proper where it's not inside out, but I turn it inside out, right side in, and then I have to go back again. All right. Now, I don't know why this individual, who will remain unnamed for a second,
because we don't know who
Who
that
definitely
is,
isn't someone that you're married to.
No.
Doesn't even
the baby
doesn't
doing
even know how it's possible. As in, like, by the way, this individual is me. All right.
Oh.
That was what?
Okay.
So
that was a bit of a.
I can't help but take a t-shirt off inside out, and I try not to, but it still does. I don't know. I get really annoyed with it. I get really annoyed with past David. I'm the problem.
Every time you take your t-shirt off, it's inside out.
Pretty much, and once in a while I don't.
Why can't you take it off like a normal person? Sorry, he's talking to me. No, go away.
I don't know, but I get really angry at past Dave for this, because the present Dave at the time, just, oh my God, just why do every single time I can't just pick up my shirt and put it onto a hanger? But no, I have to turn it inside out. And of course, I just automatically turn it inside out, which means sometimes I'm turning a one that is proper inside out at the time. And then I have to read it, anyway.
There's a lot of inside out going on. So are you wanting them inside out, or you
No,
don't
I'm not wanting
out?
them inside out. I just wish that I could figure out why I am. So again, my problem is with me, but it's not at the time.
How are you taking them off inside out?
I just take it off.
Can't you take it off like a normal person?
I think I grab it from the back of the collar. And then it just goes
straight
inside
up and over. That shouldn't be inside out.
But it does.
I just take it
I
off
do from
the
the back.
I get a sleeve.
Because of my beard, I grabbed because of my beard, I would end up pulling on the hair. All right, if I grabbed it from the front, so I grab it from the back where there is no hair, but then it ends up
that's fair. That's fair.
And then it just comes inside out. But anyway,
I
don't understand how you're getting this inside out.
It's getting inside out. There, it's just going straight up over the top.
And
the only way that's possible is if you kind of like literally did it from the bottom, and then kind of.
Yeah, and then flipped it up.
Like let your head kind of it stayed on your head while you lifted it in the air.
Yeah.
But that's literally how, like, when you're taking a t-shirt off a toddler, that's how that works.
That's like a kid thing.
Yeah.
Are
and like
you
they do that thing
toddler?
where they do that thing where you'll have their like the t-shirt and it kind of gets stuck on the nose and it's like pop.
Yes, exactly like that.
I have to turn my kids' shirts inside out constantly as well when I'm putting them away, because that's how I take
so you're not
off.
training your kids right either.
Well, that makes sense because when you take a toddler's t-shirt off,
you grab it
from the bottom.
Because you grab it from the bottom and you pull it off like that. That's how you take a toddler's t-shirt off.
Unless it's a hoodie. I established hoodies are different. You got to take the hood off first. Otherwise, you take the jumper off and then the hood gets squished around their face.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I just wish I could fix this problem, and for years I've had this problem, and of course I'm the one who's suffering. I'm the one who has to turn it inside out. You know what I mean? And I just wish that that past Dave would actually get his shit together. So when the Dave who's doing the laundry, doesn't have to do it inside out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aren't you meant to wash clothes inside out though? Isn't that the proper way of doing it?
All my shirts are don't have there's no picture on them, so I don't care.
Okay. I was just trying to save your past Dave then, but
yeah,
can't help him. Sorry. I just don't understand how you can't take a t-shirt off like a normal person.
I do a few times, but again, it just ends up getting turned inside out anyway when I'm putting stuff away. Because
but why? If you take off like a normal person?
Because I automatically just go into the zone, and I'm just like, oh, David's t-shirt. Let's go ahead and just turn it inside out. God damn it was already good already. And then I'm gonna have to redo it. But anyway, so that's my beef. It's never a beef with my wife. My wife's too perfect. So I
thought it was. I genuinely thought you were going to be ranting. I thought murder was going to happen.
Obviously, that's the way I wanted the bit to go. All right, where that individualism.
No. I got the whole deception thing. I liked it. Yeah, it was interesting. It definitely was like it was M. Night Shyamalan levels of twist. So
I thought you were going to get yourself a beating. I honestly did.
I know, right? She's not in the chat today. I never gave her.
Yeah, I was going to say
because she's working as well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just one of those things.
So you've left her to work and look after the child.
Well, she's on lunch.
Bastard.
She's on lunch, okay.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even get a lunch break?
No, she gets a lunch break. Our youngest boy, he's very easy to watch. He's really easy to watch. I feel like I could have him next to me during the podcast, but he's just too cute, and you guys would get distracted.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, we
true.
do get very distracted. So that makes sense.
Between you two, you'd have a baby and a kitten. It would be very cute.
Yeah.
He's still running around here somewhere. I will, by the way, the new setup that we've got. I will post a. Actually, do we still have I might have a picture just for those people. I might post a picture up of the
office.
Yeah, of like the new setup where we all are. But I have so many pictures, so I don't know if I'm able to find it or not. Are we gonna do? Would I lie to you?
I wouldn't mind doing that. I think I have some from last time that I haven't done. I did tell people to. I don't know if anybody emailed you guys or DM'd you guys, but you don't have to say if you did or not because that would kind of give it away. So I have a list somewhere. All right, I'm just gonna. Just in case I need to edit this, I'm just going to go ahead and put a marker. So,
pick a number between 1 and 41.
How many?
141.
There's a lot of them that are actually
41.
going to have taken.
I was going to say 41.
So 41. So more than likely the newest one that you came up with, Tom. So it's probably really fresh. All right, shoot.
Or the newest one that happened.
I once found a wallet on the ground, and I spent all the money inside it.
That doesn't seem like you. How old were you?
No, that doesn't seem like you. Yeah.
I feel like this is like really young.
Fuck. I don't know. Like, honestly, probably old enough to realize I shouldn't have done this, but like, probably like 15 or 16, and
How much money?
I don't know. It's so long ago.
Well, what did you buy? You must remember what you bought.
I do. I remember exactly what I bought. Although not exactly, but like I remember most of the stuff I bought.
Most of the stuff.
Yeah, it was like we were gonna do some kind of like. I was chatting with there was a few of us. We wanted to do some kind of like airsoft thing in the woods. But we want to do like a survival airsoft thing. And so we bought loads of like camping supplies and like just stupid shit that I don't think we ever even used. So I took this money out of this poor guy's wallet, spent it on shit that I never ever used. And yeah, to this day, I feel bad about it.
I understand that you feel bad about it. So that's definitely the truth.
What did you do with the wallet?
I can't remember. The wallet went.
So you didn't turn the wallet in or anything? Just take
this is a really crap one. I can't remember. I don't know.
What did you say?
I bought really lame camping stuff.
Well, it was very lame camping stuff. I think I don't know what the full intention was. We were going to go to these woods and we were
did
going
your
to go on like a
friends know you
survival
had-
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did your friends know where this money came from?
Yeah.
Was
you
it
did.
your
You bragged
idea,
about it.
their idea?
I'd immediately said that I found this wallet, and I was like, oh my god, it was like maybe like £200, which is like the most amount of money I'd like,
No.
kind of like.
Okay. What?
don't know,
Oh, you
like,
didn't know what it was
cash.
a minute ago.
I don't remember you saying. Did you? When? How old were you? When was this exactly? Because who keeps
Like
200 pounds?
15, 16, something
15,
like that.
15, 16. So people
£200.
carry
It was a lot anyway.
And what
That's a
color
lot
was
of
this
money.
wallet?
Hmm?
Was it Velcro? Was it a Velcro wallet? A neon Velcro
It
wallet?
was. No, it wasn't neon, but it was like it was Velcro.
Okay,
proper
Velcro
old
wallets
school.
don't have that much money in them.
What,
They
this
don't,
one
you know,
did.
leather
What do you want to
wallet.
say? This one clearly did have like 200.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
What
how-
notes
however
was
many-
it?
Where did you find it?
I don't know.
Oh my
It
God!
was in
Get
the
your-
sense it
get
was
your lies
somewhere.
together.
It was, well, no, I know. I'm trying to get my lies together. You just give me a second, okay?
What notes
somewhere,
were
It
they?
was somewhere in the middle of Kendall, basically.
Tenors?
I don't
20s?
know what fucking notes were in it. Why would I know that?
I'm sorry, because if it was a bunch of fivers, you'd think, fuck me, that's a lot of money. It could be like 200 quid. But it's not. It's just a
Well,
bunch
either
of fivers.
way, I felt like it was like a lot of money, and I'm sure it was like it was a lot of money for a 16-year-old.
So where did you go shopping for this camping stuff then? What shop did you go to?
I can't remember what the actual. It might have been like Blacks or something like that, or whatever. The kind of like one of these big camping like retailers.
Why camping?
Because
Like,
we were
there's
going to go
so
airsoft.
many things
I
you
know.
could have paid for.
And then-
who goes camping at airsoft?
There was
That's
no
just for
airsoft
shooting
back then.
It was
people.
was there?
listen. It was a dumb like 15.
Like, I would
16-year-old
understand if you
idea
all
of, like, we're
decided
gonna
to
do
buy
this.
like camouflage and go, oh, let's go
Right,
airsoft. No one can see
Listen,
me.
you're
That's
supposed
cool.
to judge me for the lie, not for my choice
This
in
wasn't
my life.
paintball.
Yeah?
This was airsoft.
No, this was an airsoft.
I didn't know that they had airsoft back then.
Yeah. I
Like, didn't know it was popular. I knew paintball was popular, but airsoft didn't become
Well,
popular
David,
after.
tell
I
us a bit
don't
of a
think
geek,
it
though.
was. I don't think it was. I had a P90 because of Stargate, and I thought it was the fucking coolest thing ever. I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. But no, I don't think airsoft. You know what? I might have actually invented the idea of airsoft. I'm fucking great, me.
All right, we're just adding to the lies here, are we? Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready for my verdict. So, if you want to ask more questions, by all means. I just
no, I think I'm ready.
yeah, I think it's a lie.
It's 100% bullshit.
Yeah, this is a lie. So, my explanation
Yeah.
is
You
that,
are that lame that it could be true, but I'd hope you're not that lame.
yeah,
Oh, fuck. I am that lame because it's true.
is it true?
No,
No way.
It's true.
no.
Another
Completely
reason.
true.
Another
And, like,
reason.
my mate lied and was like, because this, and you know what? I actually see him around Kendall occasionally because he's like, and this is how gullible I was at the time. Because he's like, oh, my mum works at my mum's in the SAS. She's a cook, and I was like, yeah, that seems reasonable. That seems, and she's like, and he said, my mum's going to get us some lash microphones, which are the ones that go across your throat like that,
Yeah.
and like pick up. And I was like, that sounds fucking cool. Get them from the SAS, because I was that gullible that I fucking believed him. And yeah, it took me a while to realize that that guy's mum did not work as in the SAS. God, I hope I was younger than 15 or 16 now that I'm saying all this out loud. I
mean,
don't
it's a
think I
great
was,
story. I genuinely didn't believe that one.
It sounded very similar to one of my stories. I think I actually did tell it. If not, I should have. But I found £100 in an ATM. I was walking past an ATM, and there was £100 sticking out of it. And I was roughly around 16 as well. And so I just looked around and like, I don't think I saw anybody, but I just took it out. I just kept walking. Ooh, I got £100, and then I spent it on stupid shit. but
That's
you
the
gotta-
thing,
because
innit? You
now
spend it on
they've-
stupid stuff.
They've got
Shit.
cameras in them, so
I'm sure there was a camera back then too, and maybe, for all I know, there was a person just in his car right now and just
Do
waiting
you
for
know
the money
what?
to come out.
I was one of those
don't know.
people on the other end where I drew out cash and then I accidentally walked away from 50 quid that I drew out and then literally walked round the corner for 10 seconds and went, oh shit, legged it back, it'd already gone. Already gone.
Already gone.
Already gone.
Can you guys get cash back at a grocery store?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
All right. I am notorious for leaving that on the self checkouts. I'm notorious for leaving it in the machine.
Oh, I don't
And,
think you can do it on the self checkouts.
On the self checkouts, we can get
thingy.
Yeah, we can get money back on the self checkout, no problem. And it just comes out of the machine, and then I made it to one time I completely forgot about it altogether. I'm like, oh, god damn it. I was gone. I was already home at this point. It might have been a couple of days.
No.
I realized, like, I took money out. I know I took money out. And then I was like, kind of rewinding. Oh, god damn it. And then one time I made it to my car and then I sprinted back. And it was still there.
Oh,
was it really?
Lucky.
It was.
Good.
It was still sitting in it.
Lucky.
But
that was very
I saw as soon as I reached for it too, and like the guy was like, "Whoa, don't be you don't want to be forgetting that now." Okay, thank you. I'm embarrassed enough. You don't need to be pointing that out. It's like, thank you.
It's always great, isn't it, when you make a mistake and someone really acknowledges it. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah.
Or if you trip. Or like, what type of person are you? Let's say you kind of trip, embarrassing. Like, are you the person to acknowledge that and like say something like, "Oh, watch your step there now"? Or are you just the person to like just not even say anything? Obviously they saw you. Obviously they know you saw them or whatever. Right? But there's so many people out there. I like to like not acknowledge it personally. But
I acknowledge.
You acknowledge it with the funny. I like watch the step. It seems like
good trip there, mate.
I won't laugh at
yeah, there we go.
I won't laugh at them. I'll just
See
be
you
like,
next
"Are you
fall."
alright, mate?" No, I'm not that douche that says those comments. Go on, then, David. You got one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go with this one. I cheated in a test to get a job at a restaurant.
You
once
cheated
a test
to get a job.
What possible test would a restaurant have?
See, I worked for this. I worked for this restaurant. It was an Irish restaurant, and it's kind of not upper class, but yeah, it's expensive.
In America.
In America, it's a huge.
You said about working at an Irish place before.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I've worked in a few Irish places actually. So, in order to get hired, they want you to know the menu. Okay, they want you to know the menu.
Just quickly, was this Supermax?
What?
What's
okay. Supermax?
Well, apparently, I was watching a TikTok the other day or like a YouTube short, and I'm sure is it Irish? And they were saying like how this is like no one goes to McDonald's in Ireland. They all go here. And I was like, I wanted to ask you about it.
No, I don't even know if there is a Supermax over here in America. But anyway.
Right. Yes. So how old were you?
24.
And what were the questions? So it was knowing the menu.
They want you to know the menu. So as
is that all?
Hey, yeah, they want you to know.
And
can
you
drinks.
Remember that menu?
Can I personally remember it now? No, again, that's 20 years ago. But
wait, no. Because you were just pulling me up for not knowing what fucking notes there were in a wallet from the time when I was like that age. So definitely fuck you on that.
No, you're asking me, do I remember a menu from 20 years ago? Like, they want to know, okay, when you go to a restaurant.
You worked there. You must remember something.
I didn't work there for that long. I couldn't even tell you what the menu is. I couldn't even tell you the items at this point. I think bangers a natural one.
You did cheat on the menu.
So you cheated. How did you cheat?
I snuck a piece of paper with all the ingredients and how it's cooked as well. There was a lot.
Oh my god, there's a lot going into this.
There was a lot.
Surely you train this on the job. You don't need to go, "Oh, you have to come into an interview and know everything."
No, this was the kind of place that they want you knowing exactly right before, just like and again, I'm a visual person. I can't, a lot of this stuff I never even heard before, and even cocktails too, because you get these questions from customers. They don't want you to go and like, okay, let me go ask the chef to see if this is something, So yeah, I had a tiny little piece of paper and I had a printer at home, so I was able to type it out and put it on the tiniest little piece of paper, and I hid it up my sleeve, and I just kept it. I make sure I did a test in the back of the room.
How many people were taking this?
It was just me in a room, but there was another person as well. But again, it's just.
So it was just you in this room and another person.
No, another person was. I don't know if she did it in the same room at the time, or did she do it at a different time? But we got hired at the same time, at the same day.
So, you don't know if she did it in the same room as you.
I was more focused on me not getting caught, and because I don't know, we weren't on the same.
Surely, if someone was in that room with you,
You'd
that's something
remember
you
that.
need to be paying attention to.
Well, it was in the restaurant, and I put myself as far away as possible from anybody, So I just sat wherever, and I did a test. I don't do good with tests, so I have to have a piece of paper with the answers on. Yeah, basically the entire menu.
So how did they not notice you with this bit of paper? Like, surely if there's only 2 of you or 1 of you, they're going to be watching a close eye on you, going, "Oh, I bet he's going to cheat."
I don't think they were expecting someone to be so stupid as me, to be honest with you. I really don't. Because people learn...
Okay, did you ace it? Did you get it too good that they went, "Oh, he's cheated"? That's hiring.
I got all the answers right. You know what I mean? I might have messed up. I don't know. I can't remember if I messed up or not. All I remember is that I probably aced it, but I probably got as good as I should have gotten. So
I remember working on a bar when I used to work at this Japanese restaurant. I worked in the bar, and I remember people asking me for stuff. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. You could have. Do you want rum and coke? I can make rum and coke. That's about all you can have.
This was this is a fancy. This is a
yes.
This bar was known to be the number one. It got awards being the number one Irish bar in the country many times.
Right. Okay. So this is like a proper. So the way when you started this,
I got the job because I was Irish. Yeah.
Oh wait.
So nothing to do with the test then.
This was in.
Well, I got the interview because I was Irish.
This is in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
We
I think
established
this was
that,
an
like, straight
island
up.
before.
No, Irish pub.
It's an
I
Irish
said,
pub.
"Is this America?" He said, "Yes."
Okay, fair enough. I thought I caught it
There
now
you
or
go.
something. Haven't.
Doesn't listen. No.
I mean, the
think what else
reality
to
is
ask.
they're not going to turn away the Irish person in an Irish pub, are they?
Well, they fired that Irish person 2 months later, so there you go. for my productivity not being up to par.
Oh, because they suddenly realised you cheated.
yeah, you realise how shit you were.
Oh, he definitely cheated on that test.
Yeah.
He's so shit. Let's get rid of him.
He doesn't even know what chips contain. It's weird. He passed the test just fine. He got 100% on it.
It could be true. This is the thing. I genuinely
Fucking
actually
could
believe
be.
it could be
It really
true.
could be true. It really is. It's not the greatest thing, but like.
No, it's so
It
random,
easily-
and it's something
I
random
know,
you
it's-
would
Wait,
do.
why are you talking like you're trying to work out if it's true or truth or lie? How about you fucking pipe down? This is our turn to talk now, dickhead.
Like you didn't
Wow,
even
I
ask
get
what kind of
angry at
printer I
this.
have.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
I just assumed he did this by your hand.
No, I had to-
he printed
I
off a little
couldn't-
bit of paper.
I wouldn't be able to read my own handwriting. That's
What
why.
was it? Times New Roman.
Wait, you printed it off on a little bit of paper.
Oh, the
Yeah.
tiniest little
Did you
paper
cut
I could.
it down?
Huh? Did
Did
I
you
cut
cut
it down?
Yeah.
I did, yeah. It was
So you
it was like
printed off a
it was
little
smaller.
writing and
It
then
was
cut it
smaller
down.
than my hand. It was basically just covered my hand.
Surely it would have just been easier to scribble it.
No, not my handwriting. And this is a long menu. Like there was a lot I did remember, like the bangers and mash. I know how I can remember that one because it's bangers and
Well,
mash.
it's bangers
Gravy.
and mash.
Sausages.
Also,
I know,
bangers
right?
and mash isn't. That's not
Take-
Irish in the
take one
slightest.
sausage.
You know what? They have to because you get a lot of English people. You know what I mean? You have to account for them too. I know. It's
What?
just trust me. You do. Plus, Irish eat bangers and mash.
I'm
But
ready.
Bangers and mash is the most British. Like you'd at least make it sound like a bit Irish.
Sausages and
Like-
potato. Sausages and spuds.
Then taters.
Potato.
Potatoes.
All right.
Mashed
What are your
potato.
answers? What are the answers so we can move on to Chloe?
Right. I think it's true.
How much time did you have before this test?
A few weeks.
What?
What?
What? I
Do
suppose
you
you
mean
not
a
memorise
few
it.
weeks?
But they're not going to give you a few weeks to give you a job. They're going to employ someone else, surely.
Oh, I was working still. I was in training. I was in training for 2 weeks, and at the end of the training, you're supposed to memorize. You're supposed to know the menu by then. It wasn't part of the interview. The interview was fine. I went.
Oh right, I'm with you.
Okay.
So I
That's a
It's
bit
like a
mean,
final
though. Everyone
testing.
learns
That is a
slowly.
fucking
Yeah.
dick move. Also, why? And they hadn't realised how shit you were by that point.
No.
Crazy.
I faked it. I really
cheated
did
on
fake
everything.
It. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with true on this.
I'm going
it's,
true.
It's I wasn't sure, but
it's a way. I believe David would have cheated like this. If he's going to cheat anyway, it's going to be on the smallest bit of paper from the computer.
Yeah. There's too many things that like kind of just make sense in it. Unfortunately,
It doesn't.
It's really
It
nice.
really does. So
Oh no!
it really does seem like this would be true.
His glowing face. That smile.
And you're correct. It's true.
Oh, it's true. Okay, right, thank God.
It does. It seems like it's right up my alley. It really does. And
It has all of the beats. It has all of them.
yeah, thank God it wasn't a verbal. It wasn't a verbal test. An oral test or whatever. Where, it was.
Sat there panicking.
I just can't do. I can't do tests. You know what I mean? I am really, really bad with tests and memorizing. But there was a few things I was able to memorize, so that didn't have to go on a piece of paper. But there was a ton of stuff that did. But anyway, yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm a cheater. I'm an absolute cheater.
Oh, one second. Let me write this one down. This week, David's a cheater.
Okay, is it me now? Is it?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, you're gonna grossed out by this one. I'm grossed out by this one. So I once got caught picking my nose.
Wait, that's the whole thing? Can we get a refund on our truth or lie? I feel like I want a refund.
So what? You get caught.
So that was just
that's true.
Okay, that's just Okay, so we used to go to Wales a lot when I was a little kid. So I was younger, and I was in the car with my brother, sat in the back seat, and my dad had gone into the shop. I was sat there in the back seat having a good old wiggle up there, having a pick up nose, having a good old wiggle, and I hadn't realised I was getting really concentrated on it. I hadn't realised there's two girls sat in the back.
You were fully digging for gold.
On it, yeah.
Yeah.
There was two girls in the car next to us, and I
How
hadn't
old?
realised. They were a little bit older than me, and of
How old
course
were
I
you?
was quite young, so these were cool girls. I must have been probably about 12.
Okay.
And these were like 14, 15-year-olds.
Cell phones out yet?
No cell phones at this point.
God, they would have immediately put your cell phone right
that
up
would have
there.
been immediately online. And
I think
all
your
of a
mobile
sudden-
phone. Sorry.
all of a sudden I look around and realise there's these two awesome girls, and I think, oh shit. And they'd fully acknowledged and obviously been watching me, and they are pissing themselves laughing, pointing at me, thinking how hilarious this is.
Which it is.
And then I just sit there all embarrassed, like, oh, I fucked up. And then my brother turns around and he goes, there is some weird girls in the car right next to us. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what. They're just weird, aren't they? And that's my story.
This sounds too true. This sounds way too true.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm down for just guessing the yes on this. I don't feel like I need to ask any questions. I'm happy locking in yes.
She's
100%
every answer,
true.
every thing that she said.
I mean,
Is
what
all
questions?
I need to know. You're embarrassed.
What questions?
Yeah.
How did it taste?
What kind
It
of
was
car?
embarrassing.
What kind of
I
car were
didn't
you
eat
in?
it.
What were you wearing? You know what I mean? As in, like, did you eat the booger? You know what I mean?
I remember we'd just been to the beach, so it was like sand and all shit in my nose.
Which family member nearly died on this one?
None of them. No, they're all safe on this one. So yeah, there you go.
Hey, wait. So my son, he loves buggers. He loves eating them. That's his favorite thing ever. All right.
My God, so does Logan.
So sometimes he'll be all runny, and I'll chase after him, and he'll just go like, and it is just the worst thing ever. All right. So my son was, and then my other son, he was on his swing, and he's swinging along, and I noticed that my that the baby has a booger. So, and my other then Desmond is on the other swing. And he's swinging along like, oh, I gotta go upstairs. I gotta get this booger off Caleb. I'm like, no, I want it. What do you mean you want it? I love boogers. You can't eat another kid's booger. You can't eat anybody's boogers. You're lucky enough that I don't give you too much of a hard time for eating your own boogers. and like, don't touch his booger. I need his booger. I need that. I'm like, Desmond, I need to get a tissue. Do not touch that booger. That is his booger. All right, I am going to take that booger off his nose, and you are not going to touch it. And I don't trust you. Come with me. Come with me now. All right, we are going to get this piece, And he starts crying. I want a booger. I love boogers. And he screams bloody murder once I get that booger off the baby's nose, and he's just. I thought that was funny. It was
I think that might be the greatest story we've had on the podcast.
It's the action. I can just imagine him doing that. That's disgusting. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Okay,
wow.
I personally think it's true. I can't imagine why. It seems too real, and it's such a Chloe thing. It really is. But again, it's all of us, and I'm sure that's happened to a ton of people. You know what I mean? You know what's funny? You know what I like to do once in a while. But when you're stuck in traffic and you have a car right next to you, all right, and you're level, and you're just looking ahead. I like to look over left immediately, like just turn my head, really quickly, just to see if they're looking at me. And once in a while, they are looking at you, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck it," and then they get a little they got caught, and they're like, "Are they
Why
laughing?"
do you turn your head so sharply? Just like, whoa. Can't you look
to
at
see
them
if
like
I scared them,
or
just to see if I scared them and see if I catch them off guard. It's just, everybody who's listening to this podcast right now. Next time you're stuck in traffic, I want you to just, it's best if your window's down, all right, or if you're like singing along to a song. All right, so people have a tendency of actually looking at you, and then you just look really sharply at the person. Hey, they may not be looking at you, and that's fine. But once in a while, they will be looking at you, and you're gonna like catch them off guard. I don't know. It's a funny thing to do. It's innocent. You know what I mean? Chances are it'll be a good laugh, but yeah.
Do you know what? I've had a few times recently where I've had eye contact. When it's that awkward eye contact where you just kind of glance over and you're like, "Oh, they're staring at me," and then you can't. Then you're sat at the light for ages. You're like, "I can't not stare." What the fuck? Yeah, I've had a few of them.
I got caught one time checking out a girl. So I'm in my semi truck up high. They're in a car. I just see legs. I don't see the person. I don't know what she looks like, but I see the legs. And, a lot of times the legs match the, what you imagine the face looks like in a way. But I'm just looking, and then I look behind. Then I kind of look over my shoulder, and I just see the person in the driver's seat just kind of like looking at me, going like. Just shaking her head and like, "Oh, I caught you," and I look away, and I'm embarrassed, and I kind of look at my, I look in my convex mirror, and like, oh, she's still laughing. I'm like, oh, I'm so embarrassed right now. So I was checking out the girl in front.
I did something today, which was fucking. It was. I feel a bit bad for it, but I'll level with you. I fully like I was like pissing myself laughing, and I felt it was like a really like I felt bad for laughing, but so like it's been really warm like for the past few days, nice and dry.
We're kind of freezing down here though. Like,
yeah, it was very cold this morning, but it's been dry. Like there's like there's no moisture, and like so we've been tipping this muck, this soil. And obviously it's dropping onto this like road and stuff like that. But because we've been, as you probably know, because we've been going over it, it's now like moon dust. It's just like this perfectly pulverized, like you kind of pick it up and it's just like, it's the finest dust you've ever felt. Because it's been drying and then we've driven over it and it's drying and we've driven over and it's just like, it's just perfect dust. And so the lane that we go onto, you have to kind of do this sharp little left, and it's up a little bit of a hill, so you've got to rev the engine quite a bit. So you're in lower range, and you kind of like you're blue lining it. And then there's a couple of people that keeps parking on this corner, so you've got to kind of come round and do it like that. And so I've gone in, and someone's parked. In this fucking spot, and they're standing by the side of the car, and as I'm coming round, and I kind of thought, I'll make a point of like you shouldn't really be kind of there. So I kind of like I rev the engine as I come round. I don't go too close to them,
but a little bit closer.
Yeah. As I go past, I look in a mirror to see their reaction and realize I can't see much past my cab because of the dust.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
It was like. Have you seen like the rally things where like there's the dust trail behind it? Mm-hmm. That, but worse. Like because obviously you've got down on the DAFs, that's underneath on your driver's seat. That's where your air kind of gets.
You're in an 8-wheeler, aren't you? At this point? Yeah.
So the car's gone. The car's gone. The person's gone. They must have just been stood there, just blind. They're not. Like it was so dusty. I don't think that the truck was like 3 or 4 feet away from them. I'd be stunned if they could see the truck with how dusty I made it as I went past. And it lasts as well. Because it's such fine particles, it takes quite a long time to come back down. It's only the winds that takes it away, and there was no wind today to take it away. So they were they will have had to have gone and washed that car after I've gone past it once. Like,
and
100%. And themselves. And I'll be honest with you, I laughed. Like, I properly, fully laughed when I went past.
Damn right.
Wow. They won't be parking there again, though, will they?
Hope not. No.
I bet they'll go now telling the story about this dickhead wanker.
Well, the thing is, they'll probably say that I was going fast, but I wasn't. It's just because as you go around, you've got to rev the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times too, when you have the RPMs like really high. Now, this is in American trucks anyway, but when you have the RPMs really high, your fan has a tendency of blowing even harder. All right, because it's trying to cool the engine down or whatever, right? Yeah. And so when you're in the lowest possible gear and you're redlining. There is a crazy amount of dust that is flying, because of the fan, and that happens a lot, So you could also say that too, as well, It was just a.
I've noticed if you reverse onto a weighbridge or something, it does that. If you have to reverse in somewhere, and poof, this big bit of smoke comes up, you're like, oh, I hope the windows are closed.
Do you ever on your trucks? Is there when your air tanks get full? As soon as they get full, does it make the sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now that air that gets shoot out, basically, right? There's like a hose somewhere, and it's pointing down, next to the passenger side fender. So the amount of times that I'm in a dusty yard and I'm walking by, and all of a sudden, and it shoots up a ton of air into the ground, and then all of a sudden I'm covered in dust. It happens so it is really annoying. But anyway.
Well, when I get out, because of the vehicle that I'm in, when I get out in this basically dust bowl, there's like genuine like there's days where we have like a dust storm down there, and like you have like just walls of dust that come at you. It's so bad, but it's like a big dust bowl that we're working in. But because of the vehicle that I'm in, I've got to put the HIAB in the air. Yeah. So I've got to have the PTO running, and I've got to have it like running at like 1200 RPM. So it is just kicking up fuck tons of dust, and it's by the driver's side. So yeah, I get that. I get that like 5 times a day.
Gotcha.
Right, should we do another one? Or we
need to find out if Chloe is telling the truth or not.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's
Chloe?
true. Yeah.
It was true.
Yeah, of course it was true.
I point out I don't do that anymore, but at the time
You don't pick your nose anymore?
No.
Really?
Rumor nose. Yeah, I'm a lady.
Are you?
In private?
No, I don't.
Interesting.
No, back then I thought it was a need.
That was the cool thing to do?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind a bit, and I used to do it. It's fine. But no. There you go.
My the baby, he's like 16 months right now. All of a sudden, he'll be walking around and he'll just start crying for no reason. I'm like, what the hell did he do? He's sticking his finger up his nose as high as he possibly can.
Oh no!
And he's crying the entire time, and then he stops crying when he pulls it out. It's just at one time I caught him with two fingers. All right, 2 hands, 2 fingers, and up his nose, and he is screaming. It's like you know what's happening, yeah.
Fuck
like,
me, babies are dumb. The babies are so dumb.
It's hard to feel sorry for him. Take your fingers out of your nose.
Yeah.
And then he stops crying. But babies are fun. It is. I don't know. I'm loving it.
It's so cute. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Bless him.
On that note, shall we wrap all of this up?
Let's
and
do
we'll finish.
I think we've been at it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I've just seen what time it is, and as we've been running for like 2 hours, so that's basically go home. We're done. Finish the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how did you get this far? But we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Podcast manager and editor is David. Thank you very much,
You're very welcome, sir.
You are a legend. Hosts this week are myself, Chloe, and David. If you'd like to support us, you can go to patreon.com/JATP. And there is merch, but we don't talk about the merch right now.
Because the website doesn't work?
Yeah, it's a whole thing, yeah, but we're all good, but that's all fine. That's my to-do list. Maybe.
That list is really long, by the way.
Fuck, it really is. Well. It really is. It's been ongoing for so long. Massive thanks to our Patreon supporters. I'm not gonna. Should I do like the usual joke of people we love the most and people love we? I don't know. Either way, our mega supporters are Arthur Job, Dildo, I'm Having an Orgasm, Jack Goodwin, John Brown, Justin Reedy, Master Bates, Me Hall, Phil Starkey, SMID, Stephen Patterson, and Timo. You guys are all absolute amazing people. But we also love Big Mike, Gavin Williams, Neil Reeves, Trucker Joe, Danny Flynn, the Juan King Master, and Trucker Colin. David has just informed me that we have another new Patreon, Trucker Nozzer. So thank you to you as well. You guys are all fucking amazing. Didn't mean to swear in the outro. But
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, surely that can't be it, is it? Is that the entire thing?
That's it. Well, I don't know. You go to Instagram.
Yeah, go to TikTok. We have TikTok stuff as well.
We do. We've got all sorts. It's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like there's more.
Yeah.
Do you usually end at that point?
I don't know.
Oh, it's because you haven't got it written down.
I haven't, no. I'm just winging it. Just winging it. It's great.
Oh, winging it. You think it's great because it's usually shorter.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. Thank you and goodbye.